But I actually didn't plan on making a video today, but my kids are napping together, like right now. They're both sleeping in their own beds. Oh, I just jinxed it. My daughter just woke up. Hello everyone, welcome back to my coffee talks. So sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I have a cold, so do my kids. First off, I know this is coffee talks, but to be honest, I'm drinking water because I have had 3 cups of coffee already today, and since I'm pregnant, I have to be a little bit more careful about how much caffeine I have. So I'm having water. Hashtag Prego problems. It's just not the same, but I feel caffeinated, so that's good. So I feel like I've had enough coffee to get me through the day, and if not, I'll just have to get through the day. So anyways, I have like a lot of different ideas on what I want to talk about or like what I want to show on this channel, but the one thing I keep coming back to right now is excuse me, is the topic C-sections. And I think that's because I'm going to be having a C-section in 8 weeks. That's crazy. I was just going to openly talk about my true thoughts and true experiences with C-sections because I've had 2 already. So no way do I think C-sections are better than natural births, and no way do I think like regular natural births are better than C-sections. I think each pregnancy is different, each family is different, each mom is different, each baby is different, each pregnancy is different, each family is different. So you can't, I feel like I personally can't be like, well, C-sections are the best thing for everyone, or I can't say, oh, natural births are the best thing for everyone. I do think natural births are definitely probably the way to go. Most moms probably want to have those because of the experience. So no way do I think one or the other is better. I think you just have to do what's best for you and the baby at the time. And I personally would have loved to have regular natural births, but I wasn't able to. I have had 2 C-sections. So my first was breech, like I said, so there was really no option at that point. There was no way that they could turn her. It was just the best thing for her and for me. So I had her as a C-section, and then I just had my son 11 months ago, and he was a C-section. I was trying for a VBAC, but my body just wasn't progressing the way that it needed to. I was 41 weeks in 1 day, and he was showing distress, and so it was just best to get him out safely at the time that he needed to come out. And so I ended up having a C-section with him as well, and that's all I know. I don't know anything else about natural births, or that's all I know. So I don't know anything else on the other end of delivering a baby. Just wanted to say what my thoughts are about them. So I think a lot of people think it's an easy way out, and I don't really necessarily think that's true. I think it would probably be easier to have a C-section because you don't have to labor, you don't have to push a human out of your body. But on the other hand, I feel like mentally and emotionally it's not the same. So like you just go in there and you lay on an operating table and they cut you open, they take the baby out. So I feel like you don't get that same magical, warm, fuzzy feelings as you do when you deliver a baby, because you're not really doing much. You know, the doctor is doing it all. And I envy moms who are able to have a natural birth with or without medication, because that's something that I will never be able to experience. And I wish that I could have that experience of having a baby, delivering a baby, but it just doesn't work out for me. And also, I should mention that I really don't know much about C-sections because I'm asleep during mine. I am allergic to lidocaine, and lidocaine is in epidurals, and so I can't have them, and so I can't be numbed, so they have to put me to sleep, because if I'm not asleep, then I'm gonna feel it all. So my personal experiences with C-sections aren't the normal experience, because normally you're awake and you get to have all those fun emotions, but for me, I'm asleep and I don't get to have any of those fun emotions. And the hardest part, I think, is that you're expected just to like be okay and be ready to take care of another human, like a human you don't even know, like a tiny human that depends on you 100%. and you just had surgery, so you don't have time to just be like, let me regroup a little bit, let me recover a little bit, and then I can take care of another person too, myself and another person. But you don't. You have your C-section, you have your baby, and you just have to be ready to be full-on mom. And I think that's hard. I think that's really hard. You can't like get up and walk at first. You can't, you can't even like sit up all the way and feel comfortable, or it's hard to move around and get comfortable. And so I feel like on that end of things, the recovery and just being ready to be able to take care of a baby is different than when you are able to have a regular delivery, where your body is able to recover a little bit better and faster. Like I said, I've never had a regular birth, so I could be completely all wrong. And these are just my thoughts and opinions based on my personal experiences. So yes, I do think that in ways C-sections are easier than natural deliveries, but in other ways they're hard too. I think they're hard emotionally too, because I don't know, like, you miss that experience. And I don't know about I can't speak for everyone, but personally I think I miss it. I wish I could have the normal delivery story, the normal like, oh my goodness, I labored for 7 hours and then pushed for 45 minutes or something. I don't know. But so for me, it's emotionally hard to know that my body can't do that, and I miss out on that part of motherhood and pregnancy and childbirth and stuff. So I think both sides are hard in their own ways, and I don't think that people give a lot of credit to C-section moms about how hard it is, because it is hard. The recovery is hard. It's scary. Like, it's scary to go lay on an operating table and know that like this doctor is going to cut you open, and you're probably most likely are going to be awake for it. Like, I feel like I'm thankful that I'm able to go to sleep, because if I was awake on an operating table and they were like, okay, we're going to cut you open now and take a baby out, I'd be like, I don't know about that. I think I'm going to walk off the table now. But another thought of mine on C-sections is I'm really happy for how hospitals are moving to a more friendly C-section, to a more family-friendly type of C-section. I've been researching more about how they're able to make it a more gentle C-section, so it's not just like cut you open, take the baby out. So there's ways now where they can do like a gentle delivery, where like your body can actually like, they can cut you open, and they can like, your body can help push the baby out, so they're not just yanking it out. And then I also think it's great how they're starting to now, instead of just taking the baby and like doing everything they need to do, or just showing the mom the baby, be like, here's your baby, and that's all you get to do. Now you're able to hold your baby and sometimes even breastfeed your baby while you are recovering. And I think that is so great. Like, good job, America. Good job. Like, way to get on the family friendly path of C-sections, because let me tell you, there's nothing worse probably than having a baby and not being able to hold it, or not being able to like interact with it, just see it go over there and have everything done. So I just think that's so great. And if you've not heard of that, I would definitely ask your OB or your hospital, if you are delivering and know you're going to have a C-section, I would definitely ask if that's an option for you. It does require an extra nurse in the operating room, so some hospitals don't have the staffing for it, but they have the extra nurse. That way they can help you hold the baby and just make sure that everyone is safe, and they can monitor the baby while the baby is on you. But I just think if you've not heard of it, definitely check it out and definitely ask about it, because like I said, a lot of hospitals will let the baby, like when you're laying down on the table and they're like sewing you back up, they'll let the baby lay on your chest while they're doing that. And I just think that's great. I think that's a huge gap that C-section moms sometimes miss. They don't get that instant like baby on top of me in my chest all fresh and new. Like, they have to wait. And I actually like honestly envy Ted, because Ted gets to hold our baby first because I'm asleep, so they have to wait for me to wake up and then move me over to recovery. So shout out to my husband for being the first one to hold our babies. If you have any questions about C-sections, or if I missed anything, or you have any opinions, leave them in the comment section and I'd be happy to reply to them and let you know my personal experience with them. And I hope this didn't come off pro C-section people or or like boo natural birth people, because that wasn't the intention. I just have had C-sections on my mind, and I was like, well, why don't I just share my thoughts? Let me just get them out of my mind and put them out there on YouTube where people can say all their lovely things about them. But yeah, so if you have had a C-section or anything, definitely let me know. I would love to read about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with Coffee Talks. Bye!